Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. I'm gonna be honest, I've already recorded this video all the way through. And guess what I did? I did exactly what I was just doing right there, which was looking at the wrong part. I should be looking directly into this camera, the lens, but I was looking at that and it messed up the whole video because like, look at the difference in this. Now me talking to you from right here and then me talking to you right here. I can see myself when I look at this, but it looks like I'm making eye contact when we do this. So I messed up a whole video. When I did that. Either way, I want to give y'all the best content I can. I want to give y'all the best quality I can. So I'm redoing the whole video. This is the Q&A. It's a little bit different than something I would normally do. Normally you see me in the gym throwing around weight or looking at myself in the mirror, but I thought I would switch it up because the more I post content, the more I want to get to know y'all and the more I want y'all to get to know me, especially the people that I don't, know and like have a personal relationship with in real life. So we're going to dive straight into the questions. Question number 1, how do you stay so consistent with your meals? That's a great question. And I want to answer that in 2 different ways, from a bodybuilding standpoint and a standpoint from before I was competing, before I was on prep. From a bodybuilding standpoint, I'm able to stay consistent with my meals because I know I want to win. I know it takes consistency to win because it comes down to the smallest details of bodybuilding. So say I miss one meal one week. Yeah, it may not cause that big of a difference in my look, but in the back of my head, I'm going to tell myself, okay, it's okay for you to miss a meal. 2 weeks later, I may miss another meal. You add that up over a 20-week prep. You say you end up missing 15 meals over a whole prep, and then you go against a guy that's missed 0 meals throughout the entire prep. Who do you think's gonna win? Unless there's just a huge size difference or whatever. Consistency is what is a big thing in bodybuilding. So I know that's what it takes. I know that consistency is going to not only help me, but it's going to help my coach do his job the best he can. Because when your coach makes adjustments every week to your plan and your cardio, all that, he's doing it based off of the assumption that you executed what he had on paper to 100%. If you don't, then he doesn't know what adjustments to make. So then you're just messing both of y'all selves up. You're wasting your time and you're wasting your money. Question number 2, what roid or peptide would you take? Another great question, and it's a hard one because I'm not super educated on peptides or steroids, but I have some surface level knowledge. More on the peptide side. So for a peptide, I would probably have to go with something like the BPC-157 or the TB-500 because if I'm not mistaken, those are both just straight recovery-based things. And that's something that I think I could use some help with at times. I played football for 16 years. I've been playing up until a year and a half ago, 2 years ago. I've been playing football since I was 4. I was like one of the only kids in my grade playing football when I was in junior kindergarten, tackle football. And I think that kind of wore out on your boy's knees. So yeah, simple recovery stuff, TB-500, BPC-157, just to, help me get over these knick-knack injuries I built up over the years. I pulled my hamstring real bad in high school, and I think that still kind of knots up in a way. And I had a high ankle sprain in my 2nd week at college when I was playing football still. That I feel like slowed me down in the gym kind of because I couldn't squat like I wanted to. I couldn't do a lot of stuff, and that kind of shot me away from hitting legs for a while. Either way, those were probably, I don't feel like I would need a Retta or anything like that because I don't struggle with fat loss and I don't struggle putting on muscle. Steroid side of things. I like to say that I will stay natural my whole life, but I think that a lot of people that get into bodybuilding say that too, and then, get trapped. And I don't want to say that I will get trapped, but I don't know how I will be thinking in 5 or 10 years from now. Who knows? So if I were to take a steroid, I can't tell you which one it would be. That would be more for a question and conversation with my coach later down the line. But I'm not knowledgeable enough on what each different compound does to be able to say that. I feel like an easy one would be testosterone. You know, maybe I have super low test levels in the future and just need that, like a TRT. But yeah, that would be it. That's a good question though. Question number 3, and probably one of my favorite ones so far. What is the first meal you are gonna eat after prep? And I've tried my hardest to avoid thinking about this at all costs. But honestly, I don't know. This is my first time competing, so I'm not sure how that works, especially with me having one show and then a couple weeks later another show. I'm not sure what my coach is going like. I'm not sure how that works. I'm not sure how the cheat meals and all that works, especially when you have another one coming up. But I know you get some because you literally have to rehydrate and stuff like that. But honestly, since the first show was in Memphis, I'm a big donut guy. My Memphis people know about a spot called Gibson's. I think that's gonna be one of my. That's what I want them to. I want that brought to my show. That would be cool. As a little sweet treat thing, I would like to see that as I step off stage. That would be kind of dope. Some Gibson's donuts. I have not had it in a long time. But after prep is done as a whole, I really don't know. The last show was in Nashville, so that'll be a cool spot. They have some fancy steakhouses, and then you got your Nashville hot chicken sandwich. We probably gonna have some fun with the food there. I don't know though. I'm trying real hard not to think about it, because the more I think about cheat meals and stuff like that, I'll be sitting here watching mukbangs for the rest of the night. So I'm trying to not think about that too much. But I will say, I am not as excited to have cheat meals after I'm done with prep as much as I am to have just the regular stuff that was already in my diet before that's not as prep friendly. Because like my overnight oats, I love those things. But there's so many different ingredients in it, even though the macros are great. There's so many different ingredients. That's just too much on prep to be tracking. I will be making that every single day as soon as I get off of prep. My smash burgers, my 93.7 lean ground beef in between 2 low calorie buns with cheese. I can't even remember the last time I had cheese. But either way, that very calorie friendly burger with my sliced up potato fries, that's stuff like that is what I really miss. More than I think about that, more than I think about the whole cheat meal thing. But yeah, either way, it's gonna be donuts. Last question. It's a great question. Is it motivation or discipline that keeps you staying on top of your routine and plan? And is it hard? I would say it's a little bit of both. And to answer your question on whether it's hard or not, yes, it is hard. But I think hard has a negative tone to it in society. To me, I've adapted the mindset that hard just means new most of the time. So, for example, this week, I had a big change to my diet because we're now entering a depletion phase. So I got stuff like Greek yogurt, granola, kiwi, taken out of my diet. Those are things that made prep dieting fairly easy for me. I got that taken out and I was like, I got switched to fish also, fish and rice, no more potatoes, no more chicken. When I found that out, I was like, man, this is gonna be hard. No It's not necessarily hard. It may be hard at first. It was more that it was new. Now I'm a week into this new diet, and it's normal now. So hard, yes, but it's more the fact that it's new. Because you go back to when I was, say, 18 weeks out, there were so many things and different new things to being on a protocol and being in such a structured. I was having somebody tell me what workouts to do, what to eat, how much water to drink. That's the first time that's ever, like, I've had to deal with that. And I was like, man, this is gonna be hard. Now this is just regular life to me. Like, I love it too. I love the structure. So hard to me just means new most of the time. Challenging, yeah, but you know, I like it. I really do like it. Cause when you show up and knock that thing out and realize that what was once hard is now just considered normal, it is a very good feeling. And to answer your question on whether it's motivation or discipline that keeps me going, like I said, it's a little bit of both. I would say it's more discipline than anything. I like to look at the whole motivation in relation with that to discipline. I look at it like a road trip. So you got your motivation. That's you starting up the car, hearing your engine roar. But then you get through your road trip and you're tired. You don't feel like driving anymore. All of the above. Your foot staying on the pedal is what discipline is going to do for you. It's going to keep you going until you eventually hit the finish line. So that's how I kind of see it. Like, motivation, I try to get out of my vocabulary very early on because I know it can only do so much for you. So, yeah, motivation is good, but I rely more on my discipline because that is in the background and keeps me cruising the whole time. So, yeah, it's a little bit of both. You know, getting a kick of motivation is always great. I get them all the time. And, you know, a lot of people will say that motivation will disappear in prep. It hasn't disappeared for me. I'm sure it might. But my discipline my discipline runs so high, I feel like I don't honestly need the motivation. But yeah, that's basically, I think that's all the questions. Sadly, now I do wish y'all would have asked, or more people would have asked questions, but for a first time thing, I really enjoyed this video. I like this new spot too. It's my first time, you know, yapping here. So I think I'm gonna have to bring a couple yap videos back. I'm gonna try to get a gym video going this week. It was hard for me to try to get on my camera this week. I was busy. It was a lot going on. I was adapting to that new diet, but I'm gonna get in a gym video this upcoming week. We're 6 weeks out and we feel, you know, things are turning up a bit, but we're okay. We're doing good still. Details are really starting to come in, and I'm excited because it's like the finish line still seems far, but you can start smelling it, and it's exciting. So yeah, I'm gonna get another video up this week. I plan to have this done in the next day. I got to. Either way, I appreciate y'all tuning in like y'all have been. It means the world to me. I'm gonna shut up now because if I don't, I'm gonna keep talking.